Yeah, follow, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Hype the channel if that option is available. We're on our way, cruising toward 100K. And, this Pantera album in full will be in the Patreon link below if you want to see the full reaction. Nevertheless, we will be dropping these track by track on the YouTube, so stay tuned for that. But, look, full access to the Vault, Patreon, lots of things that will not drop on YouTube. Only $5 for full access, so please support your boy. I deeply appreciate you. And now let's get right into Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power. Bro, I just want to start by saying a lot of metal bands in this era could never. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of metal bands who could never do what's happening just in the first 10 seconds of this song. The synchronicity between Vinny and Dimebag is goated. Guys, it almost gives me Flight of the Bumblebee vibes. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're familiar with Flight of the Bumblebee. Oh yeah, I like the switch up.
We've got no time to lose. Your news is old news. Hate this.
He sounds like Randy Savage. We've got no time to lose. Your news is old news, brother.
We've got no time to lose. Your news is old news. Hate this, hate me, hate this. Right approach from the wrong. It's time to spread the word. Let the voice be heard.
Guys, I'm telling you, there is a strange resonance, and you have to feel me on this, because I know that a lot of reactors are probably not saying this to you, but it reminds me of a sermon. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of eerie because it seems like he's kind of, with this album, building, his audience into kind of an army. Like, the message with the first song was like, stop the game, right? We're going to exit the societal game. And then the second one is like, let's redefine the terms, right? And then you got, walk, which is talking about the old way. Let's establish some respect for ourselves and our boundaries. And, and then you kind of get the next track, which is just that fast paced declaring of war, after which we needed a break, which is, this is love. We kind of got a little bit of that, but, that's kind of about the aftermath. And then this one is just like a boot camp song. You know what I'm saying? Time to spread the word, but it sounds like a sermon that you would hear at like a church. Spread the word, let your voice be heard, all of us. Every creed and every kind to give us depth for strength. Bro, they're really trying to build something. When he says every creed and every kind, bro, a lot of people don't understand, especially people who are like, prejudiced, sexist, racist, all of those ists that say, us versus them. That kind of mentality leaves you broad but shallow, right? It's very shallow. Different cultures, different kinds, different tribes give you depth for strength, right? Because there are certain things that cultures know that other cultures don't know. And, like sharing that information makes you a much stronger organism as a whole. Respectfully, don't lose sight of that lyric there. Every creed and every depth for strength. Oh, this is fire, bro. What are you talking about? Pantera might be goated. They might be goated. I said they might be goated. Damn. Okay, a couple bars. I'm gonna let them cook. What does it mean, taught when we're young to hate one another? Taught when we're young to hate one another. Why? What does that mean? Is it that parents, are sitting in front of the TV kind of complaining about wars, and it's like, oh, the Japanese or the hippies and we were talking about it a couple songs ago, the Nixon administration demonizing the hippies and the blacks and going after these communities and kind of spreading division, right? And he's saying, taught when we're young to hate one another. Maybe he's not just talking about parents here. Maybe he's talking about the teachings from all of the systems, from the educational system with the Red Scare and, what was it? The scare from the Cold War, right? Commies and all that stuff.
Talk when we're young to hate one another. It's time to have a new reign of power. Make pride universal so no one gives in. Turn our backs on those who oppose. Then we confront it. We ask them the question: what's wrong with their mind? What's wrong with your mind? It's hard to rise, rise, rise. It's hard to rise.
That's so freaking dope, dude. See, listen. Unpacking, this is one of my favorite tracks because it's so direct with the lyrics, right? Forgive, forget, forgive. Be a man, not a child, right? Understand that people make mistakes. He's talking about the dynamics of this new organism. In order to actually be the kind of group that can be internally governed, right? Because he's like, this whole thing is a break from external governance. It's like, man, the external rules that are just kind of being beat down upon us, we want to buck against that system. But he's also actually giving us the rules for internal governance. And so much of this stuff, he's like, look, forgive, forget, forgive. Be a man, not a child. Learn to let things go. I know this is an old album, it was in 1992-93, but man, these are lessons that we really need in our contemporary society because we hold big grudges. We're looking at people's Twitter accounts from 12 years ago in order to ban them from, don't get me started. I think Pantera's really talking here. I'm gonna go back a couple bars, let him cook. Be a man, not a child.
There are no tears for peace, or the common sympathies. Educate, reinstate, educate. I think of past, the trouble and mistakes. Mass prediction, unification, breathing life into our lungs. Every creed and every kind to
Give us depth for strength.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
When he says make pride universal, I think pride has been, it's been exapted, is exapted the right word? Probably not. It's like, let's be proud of the right things. let's establish a new dynamics of pride, because we do have a cultural self. This goes all the way back to Plato, right? We have a biological self that's interested in pleasure over pain. The rational self is interested in truth over lies. But the cultural self is interested in pride over shame. And we have to make sure that that cultural self is proud of the right things. There are certain things that there's no reason to be proud of that. Right? So he says, let's make pride universal. I mean, if you really listen to what he's really talking. Yo, is Dimebag Darrell going down in history as one of the early GOATs on that guitar? Bro, that was legendary, buddy. When confronted, we ask them, what's wrong with your mind? Something has to be wrong with your mind in order to buck against a system which seeks to genuinely free you. But nevertheless, they're expecting it, right? Once again, I think this song is kind of a boot camp. It's like, let's wake up and let's get our blood pumping. Let's talk about unification. Let's not, solidify ourselves in petty skirmishes. Let's forgive one another for small mistakes. And when confronted, we ask, what's wrong with your mind? Why do you want to be, why do you want to have your freedom imposed upon externally, right? Yo, bro, we're going right into No Good, Attack the Radical Lord.